gangsta, you make a yo for your gun tie. You get a page of a pick up the button. Not die. Make them skin cry. My rubber people. But she don't take
I'm Ra.
And I'm LA.
And this is
The Rally Show.
Ready, Set, Go.
That was a really good intro. Thank you. First of all, I never knew that was the name of that song, y'all. I thought it was called Here Come the Boom. I never knew it was called
Top
Shotters. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, Rod, go. Tell us about why we doing this.
Well,
why are we doing this? And we have one viewer, I think.
No, we had 12 viewers.
Oh, we had 12 viewers?
Yeah.
How do you see that?
It's right there.
Oh, hi, 12 people.
Okay. We just lost 2.
We just lost 2.
Anyway.
Okay. Whatever.
We wanted to make a difference, and we're sitting in the house with this coronavirus stuff going on, and we wanted to just see how we could change things and enhance people's lives, and sort of prepare for what's going to happen after this is all over, because we need to be ready for the future. Allison?
Well, no, that's not true.
Okay.
Well, that is true, but we was about to kill each other up in here. That's why. Hey, Latrice. Hey, Kim. No, we let's just tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. No, the original theme of the show was gonna be what?
Should we break up and get divorced?
Exactly. The theme was gonna be, should we get divorced? And we were gonna let y'all chime in daily on like while we were arguing. We don't really, So we just trying to learn how to be friends and like get through this coronavirus. So then he woke up and said he had an epiphany and that we should do a show about what we know.
Mm-hmm. And spreading love.
And spreading love. And hopefully by spreading love, we'll fall back in love and like each other again. And that's the truth. Okay. So anyway, so tell them about our story.
Our story is
before we get into the show, we got to tell y'all why we, who we are.
Well, we met each other about almost 16 years ago. And Allison was a chef at a restaurant.
Hey,
and I was working with
I wasn't a chef at a restaurant. I owned it.
Well, and I was doing Real Men Cook, and somehow we came together. She was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, and ended up being the craziest woman that I ever met in life.
Okay.
And we ended up falling in love, and she put it on me. And
first of all, you shouldn't have worn that dress shirt, because you all like, you try to act all like corporate, like, yeah. No. He used to come into the restaurant all the time like a weirdo. And we were walking home one day and I saw you on the front porch and I knew you were part of Real Men Cook, and I thought you was crazy. And I thought that you were spoiled and you were drinking.
You opened the restaurant. See?
No, we were open because I had on my chef jacket.
That's before I went to the restaurant.
Yeah, I had on my chef jacket, and Corliss was talking to you because she lived down the street, and you were sitting on the front porch drinking champagne. And I thought that you just drank champagne every day, and you was this spoiled rich kid, and like your mama worked her butt off, and then you did something called Real Men Cook, which I had did years earlier, and then I was annoyed because you just kept talking, and I remember going, "Oh, let's go." And then he kept coming up in the restaurant talking about he want to give me a foot massage. That's what you said. And you gave the best foot massages. And I was like, oh, my feet be hurting. And so I would go to his house the first couple of times and get foot massages, which were really, really good. And
one time. And then the next time.
No, I went twice.
Yeah, but the next time.
Right. The next time I went for a foot massage. And next time I know he was naked. That's all I know. And then I was like, wait a second, hold on. This thing I shouldn't do it, no feet. And then and so that's and then the rest is history. Then it was like I just started taking what I call my little whole purse over there every day. And then one day he started talking to me. Like he started talking, like we didn't talk. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I got something to say. And I was like, oh God, he talks. Like he has feelings and stories. Oh God, this is real. And so anyway, like he said, Real Men Cook. I worked with you with Real Men Cook for hello. Maybe you gotta take off that dress. Maybe take off that dress shirt because you're all
I'm not taking off no.
Okay.
Okay, I feel good.
I worked with Real Men Cook for 9 years.
Something like that.
And how was that for you?
Oh, it was great. Allison is like the ultimate producer. She puts together stuff and makes things
Hey,
happen.
Bobby. Hey, Stacy. No,
What's
Lord.
going on?
Keep going, babe.
And we were able to do big things together, make miracles happen out of nothing. And from there, we did the African Fest together. I've seen Allison do the Martin Lawrence First Minute stand up at the Chicago Theater with 12 shows and filling the theater, just amazing things, road trips together, and many adventures.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff together.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So tell them about this show. What are we doing the show for? Because
Why don't you tell them? Because you got the personality.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we rehearsed this and went through it because I'm a producer, and so now he acting
Obviously,
like
she has
it's the
a
dress shirt.
personality.
It's the
She
damn
has
dress
a
shirt. No,
personality.
it's the dress shirt.
And I don't understand why.
If he didn't
she's
put
a
first,
stand-up
wait a minute.
comedian,
When he didn't have
number
on a dress shirt, he had swag.
Uh,
He was like, "Yo, let's do this show,
one.
boo."
I still got my
And
swag.
I want to acknowledge you because you did such a great prayer in the beginning. We did a prayer before this and everything. And then he was like, yo, let's do this, boo. And then he put on a shirt. And then we put on a dress shirt. He started going like this. And so, yeah, we tried amazing things together. And they're
mean, just talk, Allison.
All right, fine. Okay, so we're doing the show because we want to stay with the things we know, since we changed the format of the show from getting divorced in 30 days to like really talking about the theme, which is this week's theme. Today's theme is called the new normal. Mm-hmm. And so the new normal is us being in this dang old house and, really trying to get through this self-quarantine. And so we started to really get into what does that look like? And like, we've never done this before. Like, we've never done it. So this is the first time we ever get on live. And he typically, anybody know, he's kind of like weird and an introvert. So having him talk is cool. I wish he didn't wear the shirt because it made it worse. But that's the thing. I'll keep talking about the shirt the whole show. So anyway, I know showbiz and I know food. That's my thing. And Rael knows branding and he knows books. Not only does he know books, he reads everything. Like if we were sitting at the kitchen table and there was a box of cereal in front of us, he would be reading it. He would know all the ingredients, where it was manufactured, blah, blah, blah. This nigga reads everything. So we want to start off by talking about branding, and then we're going to go into talking about books, and we're going to talk about food, and we're going to talk about showbiz, and that's how this going to go.
And Allison's specialty is chit-chatting. She's a professional chit-chatter and an amateur comedian, and so you probably get that feel for her vibration. And if she tends to treat me bad, don't worry, it's the usual.
So are we going back to the theme of the original show? Are we gonna make it? Because I can ask the people that's watching, what should we stay together now? I got all my friends watching right now. They can tell us like they can give us some. Okay, so go on.
We can go to
we
that
can
too.
go. We can go to that too.
Yeah.
We could do all of that.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, we not, because we 10 minutes in the show. We ain't talking about nothing.
So anyway, what I came to talk about today is branding and brands. And so what is a brand? A brand is your reputation. It's if it's a product, it's your promise of your service, what you're going to do, what the audience should expect. And so when you're creating a brand, you want to look at what about that is going to be different, and how is that going to resonate with the audience that you're seeking. And you want to be able to continue that brand promise, so because that's your reputation. And so once you lose your reputation, pretty much everything else, it can crumble from there. The branding is the process of building your brand. So what different avenues are you using for that? Is it, that includes your logo, that includes your advertisement, that even includes the way that you use social media. Go ahead. You got any questions so far?
No, I don't have any questions yet.
Okay.
Keep talking about branding.
So you can choose to be whoever you want to be as a brand, but you got to be able to keep that up. So if you promise to be the dopest, whatever, you can't come in as the lamest, because once people see that broken promise, they no longer trust you anymore. And so the human motivators are you have the physiological motivators, which is to breathe, drink water, food, sex. that's why you see some people using sex as part of their brand promise. You know, like, you know, you see a sexy woman in a commercial.
So a brand promise is like what the brand says they can deliver on.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, and what the brand represents, almost the brand personality as well. And so, you know, well, those are the things that resonate the most with people. I was looking at the like Michelle Obama.
We're not there yet,
but it's part of the brand that she's creating. So obviously she was Barack Obama's wife, first lady, but the differentiation that she's trying to create as a first lady is by being a regular person, a normal person. So that touches our heart when we see the way that she came out of Chicago and, you know, just regular person. Yeah. And that took their life in their own hands and went to the next level.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, I wasn't like a big Michelle Obama fan. I mean, I am. I shouldn't say that because then people will be like, she don't like Michelle Obama. Who she thinks she is? She just jealous. No, I was, because I known before she became first lady. It's just stuff. But anyway, because just people don't like me, so I don't care. But what I am realizing, the part that I think I didn't like about her as the first lady, I'm loving as not the first lady. Because her brand is, I'm a real Black sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say what I'm going to say, do what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have no filter. And so I think now she's falling into her brand because she's becoming, like she said in the thing that we watched, like she's becoming more authentic, and her every move isn't, you know what I'm saying? Contrived.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the branding that she's doing. That's
and so she had to muffle herself
yes.
during that time, which then made her look inauthentic because she had to be inauthentic. You get that? So now she's able to live into her brand. So with my husband, he is the brand strategist. I see your mama on here. Jay Moyo, hallelujah, founder of Real Man Cook. Moby, owner of The Quarry, which is going to open back up, and we're going to go back over there and do jazz and a lot of new stuff. But she gave Rael you the opportunity to become the national brand strategist for Real Man Cook, which really transformed the brand and really resonated with people like me who got a chance to work alongside you and your mother during Real Man Cook, to see when you talk about the brand in action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it all started with Moby back in the 90s. Okay. So before branding became like a buzz phrase that everybody was using, we were doing marketing conferences, marketing opportunities in business and entertainment. And so what transported the branding efforts was the internet. So the internet allowed everybody to have a website. So now everybody has a brand. And they were creating that brand, how to promote that brand. You had the Carl Kanai, you had the FUBU. All these people were creating brands, and how were they transporting those to Black America? And you know, Black America became the global culture, and so that became the brand of cool. So being even associated with Black became cool, and so you had suburban kids that wanted to be associated and linked. And that's what a brand does. It allows people to develop that ownership of cool or sexiness, or you know, when you have your Coach bag, you feel a little bit like you're strutting, those types of vibrations.
Well, I mean, I've watched you do your thing with branding and help other people. There's one by the name of Q Johnson who has a company called the Brand Surgeon, and we were at Pier 31 while you was dancing. And you gave her like multi-million-dollar insight on creating her brand company, and now she's blowing up. But yeah, because it's just something, you know. And what I know is that people were like out there like, that ain't my brand, and they weren't really understanding it. They're like, have you ever heard that, like an entertainment issue, like, that ain't my brand? And people be like, that ain't my, you don't really know what the heck you talking about. Stop saying that. It's not your brand. You don't know, because there's something that he created, which we'll talk about next week, called
a brand
construct. We'll break down next week. You don't know what your brand is. Stop saying branding. You don't know. It's work. You have to deconstruct it. Am I right?
Oh yeah, you should deconstruct it. You should break down who is your customers, who is your target, so you can really stay within that promise. Because once you break that promise, who's going to trust you?
Exactly. And so, good job, babe. So how does one create a brand?
Well, you are a brand. The brand is a proper noun. So anything with a capital letter before it is a brand. So Rael is a brand. Allison is a brand. Sean Morgan is a brand.
Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Sean Morgan is a brand. He's funny.
If
and
you
crazy.
if it has a capital letter before it, proper noun is a brand. So when you're looking at that proper noun, you want to see what is your customer, what is your target, what are you trying to convey, what is your objective, and you're gonna write all that stuff down, because once it's written down, you're able to put into a model, and so from that model, you want to build around it. So
it's not that kind of model. Okay, so we're gonna take one question or maybe two about branding from the audience. Anybody have a question for the brand experts? And anybody?
What?
Winter Rael, love is a brand. Love is a brand construct.
Yeah, love. I mean, well, I created a brand called Subliminal Love, and the purpose of that brand is to try to promote love and positive vibrations throughout the world. And with Subliminal Love, the concept really is that, if I tell you something, most people tend to reject things like just naturally. So you want to attack them
like Madonna,
subconsciously, and the subconscious allows you to accept things. Because if I say I don't like those glasses,
you probably have said that.
You might have some type of excuse or some type of defense mechanism
I got from the dollar store.
So when I try, when somebody tries to love you, like you can look at when we talk about relationships and guys try to approach women. Well, you might reject the next guy that's trying to give you things and do things for you. So the Subliminal Love brand is about going towards the subconscious and really just promoting those images and vibrations that are positive, so you accept it without being able to defend against it.
So anybody else got a question for the brand expert? No. They all don't want to know more.
They don't know what to know yet.
I know. Okay, so what's the takeaway? So what's their homework for next week, so we can move to the next topic, which is food?
The takeaway is
stuff I know
is to look at yourself, and in the next month we'll be off of quarantine, and you'll be ready to either start your business or to promote yourself, or trying to make some additional money, income for your family. So I want you to look at who you are, what you represent, who do you most want to target, who do you most want to difference in their lives, and I want you to write that down, like who those people are. So that's the beginning of creating your brand. Who do you want to reach? What do you represent? What do you want to?
That's a lot of homework. Wait a minute, hold on. Write this down. Say what they got to do first. Let me write this down. What we got to do for next week?
The next week, we want to know, who do you best target? Who do you want to reach in the world?
Who do I want to reach?
Yeah, who do you want to reach?
Okay.
For instance, you have Epic. So
what's
your customer?
Okay. What else?
And then what do you want to generate? What do you want to deliver to the world? What's your special offering
to deliver?
Because everybody has a unique talent.
Yeah.
And only you know your talent.
Yeah.
And so we want to best bring that talent out.
Is there a handout?
No,
not yet. Girl, take notes. I'm taking notes. Can you take notes? It's gonna be just 3 things. It's not a lot of work, right? Is that just the 2 things we got?
Yeah, that's
okay.
The 2 things
So next week for Ra, you got to come with, who do I want to reach? What's my audience?
Yeah, what's your audience?
Okay. Then what do I want to deliver? Meaning, what's the service?
Yeah.
What's the
service? What's the brand?
What's the service? What's the We don't know branding yet.
Yeah.
What's
the service? What's the product?
Oh, the product. Okay. The service and the product. Okay. So we're gonna be building y'all, because by the time y'all get out here, out of this in the new normal, we gotta start creating wealth. We gotta start creating our businesses. Giselle, I know you watching, girl. You you funny, you know movies, you know all kinds of stuff.
Human
So,
resources.
yeah, when we get to the movie section of this, she know TV, movie, like all that stuff, right? And then Sean Morgan, like, let's create your brand so we can go out there and do some great stuff. You know what I mean? Because you're funny. Like we be wanting Sean just to be funny. Like I know that's annoying. But like when you're on the phone with him, he be like, yeah, let me tell you about my day. You talk a regular, like, no, nigga, you make me laugh. like some jokes, you know what I'm saying? You got to do that. Anyway, moving on. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to talk about food now because that's what I know. Because I've been cooking since I was 9. I was cooking. My mama, she watching, and I knew how to cook when I was 9. I was learning from my dad because my mom, she don't really measure stuff. She makes soul food. Like she have a whole nother vibration. My dad, you know, he was like gourmet-ish. Like
real man cook.
Yeah, he was teaching us how to make me duck a l'orange and like beef Wellington when I was like 9, 10. I was like really making, right? And so my dad was more like the cook. Hey, Drew, my sister on there, the actress Drew Sidora. Her name Drew Pittman, though. But anyway, and then my mom is like a down home cooker. She don't really she eyes everything. So you can't tell her, you can ask her like how you make your peach cobbler or your potato. I don't know, just taste it. When it tastes like this, you did it. So you couldn't really like master it. I think she did that on purpose. So my thing, which, you know, I went to culinary school, like he said in the beginning.
She's the best chef of all time. I will say that. I will say that she could cook her ass off.
Well, here's the funny thing.
We have a funny story.
Because he's on his shirt, so he acting all like.
No.
So the next week you wear no dress shirt.
Uh-oh.
You gonna be wearing here, we're still on here. We're still on there.
No, we're not on here. Oh, they can still see us.
Yeah. Something's happened with our video.
But no, they can still see us.
Okay, sorry, we're having trouble playing video. Can y'all see us? Because it says
they can see us.
Oh no, that's not in real time.
Oh, okay.
See?
Go ahead, Alice.
It's sorry we're having trouble playing this video.
I
don't know if y'all can still see me. Can y'all still see us?
No, obviously not.
Can you see us?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're saying yeah.
You still talking? Go ahead.
Oh, well, on our thing we can't see the video.
Okay.
Oh, so anyway, okay. So I went to culinary school. And then I opened a restaurant. Well, I can tell you more. It's going to be real boring. But the bottom line is I know how to cook. I've been cooking, although I've been making gourmet meals. And he don't even be, I'll be making like reduction sauces and like chopping up stuff. And all he do is just, thank you. Like, it don't, you know, he's not a foodie. Our families are foodies. It's not
I'm definitely not a foodie. I know good food. I'm like I have great taste buds. So
yeah, my mother-in-law, because she could cook too. We used to have a little business too. We used to cook, deliver food. Damn, I'll do that again. But anyway.
And you're vegan.
And I'm a vegan, right? But I know how to cook steak and chicken. I mean, I went to culinary school. I'm a chef, yo. So here's the funny thing, like. I always wanted to do a show where you would go into people's kitchen, just like now that this new norm is here, and people don't know how to. Well, they're learning how to cook, but they think you got to go out and buy all this different stuff. So I've mastered how to make stuff out of nothing. And there's a story.
It's a story. We were in Baltimore, and we had the fortune to end up at Ray Lewis's house. So Ray Lewis is a Hall of Famer linebacker. And we're at his house. He threw a good party for Drew. And when we went to his refrigerator.
Wait, tell me who else was there. What's his name?
Rohan Marley.
Right.
Who was
Bob Marley's son.
Bob Marley's son. And he's also the father of all of Lauryn Hill's.
Right. Right.
And so we're at the house, and he probably had like Spouse of Cristal in the refrigerator and nothing to eat. And so Allison goes into his cabinet. I think she found like some spaghetti sauce and some what is that? The fake meat.
It was he had some vegan meat. I honestly don't remember. Drew's friend, Tawanda, she always invites me about like, girl, that food you made. I don't know because I've done it so many times. I've cooked so many things.
But this
And
was
so-
15 years ago, and they
Yeah, and
still
it was
remember
they still talking about
yeah.
this food that I had made for like 20 people that I found on the shelf. So anyway, and that was it's not a boring story, yeah. And so in culinary school, every Friday we would do what's called a practical. And in the practical, we would have what's called the mystery box, sort of like on that show. And you would have to create dishes. And so
Okay.
I used to do very well because being like, you know, there was a moment when I really had no money. I think Drew, she was like maybe 10 or 11. I don't remember. She was living with me in LA. And I really didn't have no money, and I don't think my mama was really supporting us too much at the time. And I had to cook something, and I don't know if she remember this, but I made this fettuccine with ketchup. She just thought it was sweet tomato sauce. It was ketchup and flour, and I found a thing of spaghetti. I don't know what I did, but I made it, and she loved it. And so I can kind of master that. So Rael,
We have a mystery box. And
oh, he
Allison's
put
gonna-
something. Okay.
Allison's gonna tell you what she would make with the mystery box.
So Rael, he got this mystery box. Y'all can see it. I don't know what's in it. I hope you didn't put nothing stupid in here though, because you know.
And stop playing.
Okay.
Just
All right, calm
just-
down.
yeah,
Take a
you
deep
calm
breath.
down.
All
You
right,
take a
calm
deep
down. All right, so here's the mystery box. I'm gonna look in it and I'm gonna see what's in it, and then I'm gonna see what I could create from it. Okay. All right. How you go?
Just do it. Come
Okay.
on. All right.
Broccoli. But you can't put this in a mystery box.
Yeah,
It's chicken I already made.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with it?
I'm making chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
Okay, chicken.
All right.
Okay, wait a second. Biscuits. Yellow squash. Potato. Avocado.
Okay.
That's it.
So
Okay.
What would you do?
Okay, so what would I do? Are people still seeing us?
Yes.
Oh, because I don't know. It's
Just
we don't have
go.
no video. We have no
we
video.
can see that. Eric
Okay, so this
just
is
got on.
chicken that I already made. This is baked
Okay,
chicken.
what would you do?
Okay. Okay, so can I
Go. Please speed up. Whatever
So-
you're gonna do.
I would. So avocado is fat, right? Fat is flavor, right? So I would definitely mash this up into like some kind of creaminess because fat is flavor. So it replaces oil and fats, right? So I would smash this up. Can I add some seasonings? Yeah, I gotta have seasoning stuff. You can't just do this. But anyway, salt, pepper, whatever, a little sugar, make it savory and sweet. Put that to the side. I would saute these two things together, maybe cook them separately. I like cooking things separate because you can give it its own flavor balance. So I would saute this and make it gooey with some little brown sugar and some black pepper and salt, because then it gets that sweet, crunchy, sweet, savory thing. And then I would cook it separately, chop this up in olive oil, add some lemon to it, right? Black pepper, and add a little broth, whether it's like chicken or vegetable broth, and cook it down. So you've got that sort of like lemon acid. Acid, fat, and sugar is the best combination for savoriness, right?
Okay.
Then this potato, I would probably roast it so it's crunchy, like everybody like potatoes and French fries or whatever. And then we can make a little gravy. It's almost like a deconstructed
I
pot
don't want
pie.
no gravy.
Oh,
I don't like gravy.
we like gravy.
I don't like gravy.
Doing gravy on the biscuit, and then I've already baked the chicken, so you chop it up and you top it sort of like a deconstructed pot pie, right? So you've got this creamy gravy, this and that. You top it with this on top because this is going to be like really fat and flavorful, and you've got your vegetables. So you have a deconstructed pot pie. How's that, everybody? Except you don't have to have the gravy.
I don't want no gravy.
I don't want no gravy. You want some of this chicken though right now?
Nah.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So that would be hold the chicken, but I want to play. Yes, say well, we would do vegan chicken. So that's what I would make, guys. That would be my deconstructed pot pie. I might make that too with the biscuit and everything, and make the gravy. Everybody how to make gravy. You make it with a roux. You gotta take that back. You make that with a roux. And so for those of you who don't know how to make a gravy, you use oil or butter, and you add flour to it. And you let the flour smell like popcorn. That's the best thing we do. And there's 3 levels of roux. You can make it light, you can make it medium, or you can kind of let it cook really, really dark. Maybe we will do a presentation. not today. We're not filming in the kitchen. But you can make it dark. My mom makes best gravy. She used to make it cook down really dark.
Don't care about
and
gravy.
then we add, I'm talking about gravy. And then you add water, or you can add vegetable broth and chicken broth, and you stir it. You got to do it really fast until it's really creamy. And then that's how you make your gravy. And it's always good on biscuits and chicken. Gravy's so delicious.
No, it's not.
I bet you if I put gravy on me, you'll like it.
Anyway, fast forward.
Okay.
All right.
Forward.
Go
All
ahead.
right. That's it. Anybody have any questions about food? Next time, show the end result. Well, it was a mystery box. I didn't know what was in it, Giselle. Speaking of Giselle, she will tell you that back when I was 12, I created pizza bread. And Pillsbury owes me money. Did I not, Giselle? It was a slice of bread. And I found some Bob Evans. It used to have, back in the day, in the olden days when things were black and white, it used to have sausage in like a little tube. And I crumbled up the sausage and I put it on the bread. First I put mustard and ketchup because that's how I thought to make sauce and seasoning. I put the crumbled up, sauteed Bob Evans breakfast sausage. Then I added cheese and I added a little topping on top. Then I baked it. And then I gave it to Giselle. She went over my house after school and she would be like my taste tester.
Well, speaking of Giselle was the one that told me that Allison was Hollywood. And I had no clue.
Okay, hold on now.
I had no clue
Hold
what that meant.
on. She did not say that.
She did say
her words
she
out
did
of
say
context.
you were Hollywood. She
Okay,
said
I
that
need
plain
to
and
grind on
simple.
that one.
And then it was so true. I did not know because Hollywood was like a popular term. Remember, it was like a cool term to use, like, oh, she Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. So I thought she was like, oh, she's Hollywood. I didn't know that she was really Hollywood.
But what does that mean, really Hollywood? I mean, tell them the story. Like,
I mean, you're a Hollywood person, like, you know.
But that
Hollywood.
almost sounds insulting.
But anyway, can you play
because he was when I was name dropping whatever, telling him who I know, then what happened when you needed somebody? You needed Spike Lee. Tell him about that.
Spike Lee came out with a book a while ago, and he was doing a book signing for Real Men Cook. And we needed Spike Lee to do some PR on WVON or something. And and of course, he has Jewish PR people, and they said that Spike was not going to do any of that.
She did a
and
Hollywood.
so Allison calls, I guess,
Miss Hollywood,
or texts him, and then a few minutes later, he's calling the office. This is Spike Cosby.
Okay.
Right.
And then he showed up.
And he showed up.
And then what? When I walked in.
Yeah, Spike is a weirdo, sort of me.
Don't talk about my friend.
He's an introvert. And so he was just signing the books. And then as soon as Allison came in, he lights up and gets up out of his seat and walks around to give her a big hug. And
Hollywood.
And that's how I knew that she was Hollywood.
But see, this is the thing.
Really Hollywood.
People keep saying you're Hollywood. That's just who you know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say.
And how you act.
Well, I don't know what that means. It's just who I know.
That's who you are.
But it's who I know. And so we putting them to some higher standard. I know Spike. Like, I know Denzel. I know that ain't Hollywood. That's just who I know. This is the industry that I'm in. Your mama know more famous people than me.
She knows.
Kathy Hughes, who owns TV One.
I mean, but
she call her. That's super famous. But anyway, moving on. Okay. Dave Fisher. Yeah, he got on a dress shirt trying to be all like, because here I'm drinking my wine. This is in his beer. This is in his cup.
Can we move forward on the programming?
That was in his cup. Whatever. Okay.
Oops. No, it's just do what you do.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So anyway,
playing commercials and everything.
Hollywood. She got a whole hashtag. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. Okay, we just need an intermission because he's like, whew, my neck is hot. You're on my neck. Okay, go. All right, moving to his favorite subject.
Books.
Books, everybody.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. That's all you was trying to get to. Forget my little food section. I'm talking about my food. You're like, yeah, we all like gravy. Oh, whatever. Because he knew books was coming up. So taking his look.
So
he wants his book.
Do you have a favorite book
I like books.
that
I like book junkie.
you reread? And I tend to reread this every year. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The interesting thing about Think and Grow Rich is that it was written right around the Great Depression, as we were coming out the Great Depression. And so we know that the Great Depression was 100 years ago, and we happen to be in this environment 100 years later. So history repeats itself. So it's going to be the time where businesses are created, and it's time for us to come together to make sure that we motivate for the future. And so Think and Grow Rich, the basic principles of Think and Grow Rich is being able to write out what it is that you, being able to define what it is that you want, and using your mind to concentrate, to focus, to make that desire so real in your mind that it manifests itself.
Yeah.
I think one of the most amazing principles in Think and Grow Rich is the mastermind group. And so that principle is also in the Bible. Whenever two or more people are come together in harmony, there's what he calls the universal intelligence. And so there's a storehouse of intelligence that everybody can tap into. And when people are in harmony, that's when that becomes apparent. So the next thing we need to do is figure out, how do we come together? Umoja is the first principle of Kwanzaa, which means unity. And unity cannot happen without harmony. And once we find a way to create that harmony, to figure out who's going to be in and who's not going to be in, we'll be able to find those ideas that will take us forward to the next steps.
Okay, so yeah, when I met Rael, oh my God, this man reads everything. Tay said he just said this. We're going to open it up so you guys can talk, because we want to hear about what you guys are reading and everything. But, you know, I'm going to be honest. I didn't read a lot of books. Well, I only read books that pertain to what I liked. And, you know, in movie industry stuff, cookbooks, I have a collection of cookbooks out of this world. But, you know, for me, when I met you, it was like, that was the weirdo. He used to come in a restaurant and he was always reading a book. And I'm like, oh my God, this dude is so weird. He's always reading. Oh my God. Like,
still always read. I still always have a
like,
book.
let me tell you,
if I'm driving the car, I have a book in my car.
Not only is he reading and driving the car, but guess what else he reading?
Anyway,
I go to the bathroom, come back. Well, it's true.
Who goes to the bathroom?
Well, I mean, we be having to pee sometimes. And then I come back and he's sitting up there like, reading. Let me finish this last page of the chapter.
Of course.
Okay.
What am I supposed to do in a break? If you have a commercial break, why not? But go ahead.
But anyway, the first book he gave me, which I enjoyed. Would you remember the first book you gave me?
Candy Liquor?
He gave me the book Candy Liquor. And I loved it. And then he started making me read stuff like intellectual stuff.
But you never finished it.
Well, I did. Like years ago, I was lying.
Yeah, years ago.
I would tell him that I finished the book and I didn't. I would just Google it and then like figure out things that was about it because you asked me. But then I went back. Remember, I wrote you that long letter about how authentic I was and how I was lying. And I went back and I read all the books that you gave me.
I doubt it all.
Well, not all, but the first books.
Yeah,
and one of my very favorite books was Love as a Way of Life.
Love as a Way of Life.
And I've read it twice, actually.
Which comes from the same author of the 5 Love Languages.
Right, which I read the 5 Love Languages. And you know, and I'm not saying I never read, but I didn't read the kind of books like if you go to our library, which downstairs, and we'll show you during this time of this show, his books. And I remember being mad at you. We broke up before we got married, I think. And I was like, you're an idiot. I don't like you. You're dumb. You're stupid. And then I remember sitting in the library and looking at all these books on the wall. And I just broke down and started crying because I was like, this man has read all of these books. Some of them more than twice.
Yeah.
and
like
a person.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah. And so knowing that this person has all of this wealth of information and knowledge, that's a powerful person. You know, that's a beast of a person. And, you know, and I always say he's super duper smart. His mom's there. She can vouch for me. Everybody who knows Rael, I mean, probably one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. And
everybody says it.
And everybody says it, but they don't know you like you're smart, book smart.
Go ahead.
But maybe not in like worldly, like, what is street smart or like not street smart? I won't say street smart because you from Southside Chicago. You from Southside Chicago. That's all you need to say.
And I have a bunch of random knowledge in my head.
Yeah, random. But you don't have like basic knowledge. Like, you know, where's the fork? Anybody know where the fork? He'd be upstairs in the like, you know where the fork in the kitchen, nigga.
I don't know where you hide that stuff. Where you be
forks in the kitchen. Forks in the kitchen. It's in the kitchen. It's in the kitchen. We should write a book. You should read a book like "Where's Utensils?" It's in the kitchen. Anyway,
I mean, when you hide stuff, you know, and when it comes up missing, and then you come to her office and then you find a whole bunch of spoons laying around the office, and you're like, "Oh, these look like the spoons that came from home that I just bought."
Oh, when you come to the studio.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, so anyway, what are you reading?
What are you reading?
Talk about the books that you're reading. We want to know what you're reading. I told him to write a book. LaFrancis, what is the book that I've been telling you 15 years to write? Say it.
Oh, write a book about books.
Not just a book about books, a book about the books you read. So I'm gonna put it out there so that this is a copyright. So in case anybody wants to steal this, I'm about to put the copyright. A book about books. I think it should be a coffee table collector's book, and each page should be filled with the story about the book you read and how it correlates to your life and your journey. Because Rael can literally disappear in a book. Do you agree?
I can disappear in a book, but the book I really want to write is about the greatest summer ever. 2012. It was amazing. It's like so amazing.
Why was it amazing?
Because
tell them we weren't married during this time.
We were broken up during that summer. And
right.
It was truly
that tells it all.
Yeah. Amazing, like a miracle.
We work together.
Like, I mean, if you ever seen somebody that's just like the live person, livest human on the planet.
He was riding around the city with a seatless bike.
When the seat broke, the bike did not have a seat. However,
people were like, "That nigga riding around the city with a bike, with a seatless bike."
I mean, if you have to then, but anybody that was with me know that it was alive. They are witnesses to how live it was.
Okay, so yeah, it's that epic. Supposedly all these spoons. Okay, somebody just said they're talking about the books they read.
It's
okay,
not.
wait, let me
It's not what you think. It's I had that.
The
book.
Bible and Emotional Intelligence. Have you read that? That's from Alicia. Hey, Alicia.
I definitely read the Bible. I read the Bible in 2011, which led to like a miracle of a year, which was like awakening, like everything. The Bible was so dope as far as stories that are told in the Bible. Mm-hmm. I think you know, the funny thing about the Bible is you learn that once you read the Bible from Genesis to Revelations, you realize that most ministers have never read the Bible from cover to cover.
Right.
And it sounds like a huge revelation to me. And I don't allow people to just tell me anything about the Bible because I read it. And the greatest stories. I think.
And he comprehends when he reads.
I think my favorite story in the Bible is about the prophet Elijah, and this guy is just sitting on top of a mountain, and they 50 soldiers to come get him. And all of a sudden, when the soldiers get to the top, it's just like a ring of fire. And all the soldiers are destroyed. So the king sends up 50 more soldiers. And once again, the same thing happens, is that they all get destroyed in this fire. And then finally they send up 50 more. And he's like, okay, I'll come down. As long as y'all know not to mess with me. I think that's cold.
Okay, somebody else. So she said emotional intelligence.
I haven't read Emotional Intelligence. I don't think I have any emotional intelligence either. I don't have the book.
You don't have it and you don't have the book.
Yeah, I'm lacking.
Maybe you should read it. Alicia, tell them where you can get emotional intelligence.
We're gonna need more wine.
We're gonna need more wine.
I've heard of.
Sounds like a book I need to read.
I've read it's not what you think, it's what you know. It's one of those books. It's like a black and white book of pictures, right, LaFrancis?
I'm reading it. It's not what you think, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was his epic summer. Yes, Giselle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Summer,
it was
whatever.
my.
So yeah, so I read Candy Liquor, but since then I graduated, I've read a lot of great things. And the book that I just finished reading was The Four Agreements. And
good.
you know that I read
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Oh, okay. And I'm following up with The Mastery of Love because it's on Toltec. And I actually gave it to my son Jordan, and he read it. And I gave it to my mom, and she read it. And then I think Drew's going to read it, and everybody. And I really want people to get that. It's such a powerful book that really was perfect during the new normal and helping me because I've been having some anxiety attacks, not some, a lot. And I've been on this sort of spiritual journey, which I'm going to talk about next week, about what, I've been doing since this whole kind of thing and where it's taken me. Today's theme is called what? The New Normal. And so we're going to talk a lot about that next week, about what we're doing to create our new normal. And it is written by Esther and Jerry Hicks. That one, babe?
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's by Gabrielle Union. Which one?
No.
About the wine? Oh, like when you made that red snapper at my house.
That's
Stacey. That's Stacey. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Are you crazy? Like,
Yeah. I'm reading the comments.
Don't read the comments. Just move forward.
How can I not read the comments when you ask a question? And these are the people that's asking. What the heck are you talking about?
You see a question?
Yes, I saw a question. And it said, we're going to need more wine.
That's a book.
And then somebody said, Gabrielle Union. So I'm trying to connect that to, that's who wrote it.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the problem here? I'm reading the stuff that people are writing.
All right,
and then, see what I'm saying? Is there a book about, can somebody offer a book about just taking a deep breath?
Crazy.
Book about taking it easy, calm down, take a deep breath, bro. No, somebody said, about the red snap. Oh, yes, Stacey. She's talking about when I made the red snapper in the house. Jesus. Ask in the chair. Okay, learning to manufacture. Okay.
All right.
Okay. What is the rush? You go, are you meeting? You have somewhere to go? What's happening right now?
I like that.
What's happening?
I mean, I know about emotional intelligence. I know about the book. I just
able to identify, assess, and control the emotions of oneself.
Your emotions of anxiety. You're the crazy one.
I know, but right in this moment,
when
emotional intelligence. We're gonna need more wine.
Yeah.
How about that? How about I'm gonna need some more wine?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, go. Since you want to move this shit forward, where are we headed?
We're headed to showbiz.
Okay, showbiz. My turn.
All right. So, what are we watching? What have you watched
since
the quarantine?
Well, before we get to showbiz,
okay.
Before we talk about what we're watching, I want to talk about my showbiz life. Well, I don't want to give you the whole thing. Y'all can Google it. I've been in showbiz for over 35 years, and I'm gonna every week tell you a little bit about what I've done.
That's another thing. It says she's 10 years older than me.
Oh yeah, I'm 10 years older than him.
10 years older than me. So she's had a long career.
Yeah. When people hear it, they're like, "Dang, girl, you started when you was 3." Anyway, I'm gonna tell you, little, you're both cuckoo, right? Thank you. Oh wait a minute, no, we're not both cuckoo. He's cuckoo. Giselle, stop. Anyway, I'm gonna over the period of time because if I sit here and tell y'all we're out of time, I show. So, my very first job before when I worked for Mayor Washington and Sasha and worked for the Regal Theater was I was a production assistant for Johnson Productions at NBC for a show called A Man.
And when you hear Johnny Carson, you think a long, long time ago. Go ahead.
Okay, because I'm old. Is that where we get? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, have you worked for Johnny Carson?
No.
Yeah. See, LaFrancis, I thought he was older. No, boo. No, boo.
No.
No. That's what he get. That's what he's talking about. And when you hear Johnny Carson, anyway, all right. So I've been in show business a long time, and we're gonna learn all the stuff I've done in show business, who I know, and why I'm Hollywood. #Hollywood, right? So anyway, what do you have a question about Hollywood? Then we'll talk about what we're watching. Hey, little freckle. Come on.
I want to know what does
Right.
what does a producer do?
Okay, that's your question.
That's my question.
So that's very complex
Okay.
because in show business, a producer, first of all, there's several different kind of producers. There's an executive producer, there's a line producer, there's a producer, and then there's different roles that producers have in television, film, theater. So, in a short nut, I could be here, whatever. An executive producer, and then there's producers of events, because I'm an executive producer of events. So there's like people, whatever. So television, right? There's a producer. So typically somebody who says they produce television are writers.
Okay.
They also are writers of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, they're creative. And they typically are the ones, either they may have pitched the show to a network or maybe help write the pilot or so forth. And then executive producer of a TV show is typically what we call a showrunner. They run the show. They're the hierarchy. And sometimes a producer can hire an EP because there's very few EPs. Okay. There's only a handful of people who can consider themselves showrunners. And so the showrunner is the person that's part of the creative, part of the management, and then the producer works hand in hand with the person who hires, the director, the below the line talent.
Wait, the director of this
so the producer hires. They're more financial. They work with the line producer who handles the budgeting on TV. Okay. They hire all like the AD, the second AD, the first AD. They work along with casting to hire, extras, blah, blah. The executive producer then just becomes a hierarchy. The EP works.
How is that different in movies?
Yeah. So wait, let me finish. So the EP primarily works with the network. And so they're more of the creative hierarchy. Okay. So like if there's a show and there's notes from the network, the EP will have it, tell the producer, who then speaks to the writing staff and blah, blah, blah. So when I was on A-Man, I got a chance to work alongside Robert Iles, who was the creator of Silver Spoons, which is another old show. But anyway, and another old show as a kid. And I got, after I became a production assistant, which is the lowest on the lowest of the totem pole, I got to become a writer's assistant, then a script coordinator, and I got to sit right next to executive producer and at a table read when all the writer producers read the script and we go through it and make the changes. Everybody throws all these changes, but it has to hit the executive producer. Okay. Because he has to agree with it. And then executive producer gives it to the writer's assistant, who then, at the time, we didn't have computers. Now people have laptops. I would have to take the script and make the change. It doesn't happen by you telling me, producer, from down at the end of the table. He echoes the last word. Okay. It's very systematic. So in a movie, an executive producer is typically the person who goes out and gets the dang on money. And once they finance the film, they go away. And then, the money people. And then the producer then is hierarchy on the set. So the producer is the one that hires everybody. And then on a film, when the director shows up, then the director runs the show. So, and then we can talk more about that because it's a lot. And there's going to be a lot to talk about. Because when I speak to kids and I speak on panels and stuff, I always tell people the best part of the movie is the credits. Okay. Because all those credits mean something. A grip. We're going to talk about what a grip is, a best boy, a key grip. All of those things make for careers and a lot of money. Some of these people who work in like Teamster unions and all this stuff, they make a lot of money. They don't care you're Julia Roberts, whatever they're like. And a lot of times you can't even plug something in. I remember kicking something out. I don't know. I'm clumsy on it. You can't even plug it back in, yo. You will get in trouble. They will get in trouble. On a set is parameters.
Well, so if your kids want jobs, there's a lot of them listed.
It's tons of them. We're going to go through each one every week.
Television show.
I'm going to break down all the credits. And so when we talk about a new normal and we want to go back out there in the world, we want to tell our kids about stuff. Don't always trying to be in front of the camera, because people that behind the scenes, it's everlasting. You can be like Ed Weinberger, who created A-Man, and he's an EP before Robert Iles, who I told you about. He's old, but he's still brilliant. But that's everlasting. You can create shows.
Yeah. Well, the new
You can
normal is
right.
Netflix, so
Yeah.
everybody has access. You don't no longer.
Well, the
have
new normal is new media.
new media.
So new media is Netflix, Quibo, the little Quibo, which is Amazon.
Prime.
Yeah, all new
Yeah.
media. So when they're on their handheld and they're watching YouTube and all this stuff, Facebook, even Facebook Entertainment, Starbucks has Starbucks Entertainment. There's a lot of new, what's called new media,
and room for more content.
and now that we're in the new media, new normal, I'm sorry, there's so many things that you can create now in the new media space, and everything like us on dang on Facebook Live, you know what I'm saying, is new media. So this is the new normal, everybody.
Well, it's time to start wrapping it up.
So now we're going to talk about,
I want to know what
are you watching?
No, but I want to know what's your favorite thing that we watched during the quarantine for binge watching.
Well, I got a chance to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, so I know people who wrote for the show, produced the show. I never watched it, and it was hilarious. So you guys watch it. I told her to watch 20s as well. It was, yeah, I'm going to be watching that. I got a list of stuff that people want me to watch. But what are you guys watching?
20s. Okay.
Tell us what you guys are watching during the quarantine. Oh, here it is right here.
Okay. Somebody else was watching.
And of course we watch
Go ahead, ladies.
Come on. Hey, is this me? Or is he like, okay, keep talking. Okay, it's the shirt. It's the shirt.
Like I said,
the
she's
shirt.
a chatterbox, and she keeps chattering and chattering.
It's called a talk show. You're supposed You're supposed to talk on a talk show. Oh my God! What am I supposed to do? Just sit here like that? I'm gonna wear a dress shirt this week. So cute.
There's my grandmother.
It's a dang on talk show. Oh my goodness.
My grandmother.
Oh my God. Jesus, help me. What are you guys?
Gran.
Hi, Gran. Oh gosh,
Anyway.
help me, please, Lord. What are you guys watching? We watch Atlanta Housewives.
Atlanta Housewives.
We like, you can't even talk to him during Atlanta Housewives. I'll be like, yo, I'm Atlanta Housewives. Oh my God.
No, you started that. You got me into Atlanta Housewives. But go
And
ahead.
no, me and Giselle actually do it. Giselle was the first person.
Well, thank you, Giselle.
Remember what Giselle said?
She said she loved Nene.
She said Nene Leakes will be the breakout star. And what happened?
Nene was.
And I was like, no, she ain't. Ooh, her funny nose, she got a nose job. With her funny hair, she got a wig. Like, with her little boobie, she got a boob job. Like, she did that. Yeah. She did that. So, hey, Allison Jordan, blessing my girl. Watching Ozark. Okay, I didn't watch that.
I watched Ozark in 2 days. I finished the season, and Allison refuses to. Well, she tried to watch it.
I tried to watch it. It was.
She couldn't get into it for some reason.
It wasn't.
Ozark is the coldest show I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Queen Sono, your sister?
I haven't watched yet. But
what is it about?
It's about an African, she's like an African James Bond, right?
What channel was it on?
It's on Netflix. Oh, hey, Dad.
Oh, that's your dad. Okay.
Right. So, what are
okay.
Oh,
Rayo, please keep talking. They're talking about their movies. Jesus.
I do like Insecure.
Oh, we need to go back to the original brand of this show.
I still haven't got to Breaking Bad. I've been trying to get to it, but I've been rewatching The Wire. I'm on the last season of The Wire.
Okay, right, I never watched The Wire. And then so we're watching Atlanta Housewives. What else?
You like Below Deck?
I like Below Deck, but it's off season.
Okay.
We watch Vanderpump Rules.
Vanderpump Rules.
What else we watch?
What else we watch together? Nothing is on, really.
You've been watching The Wire, which is old. Talk about old. And then so let's wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up because he's like on deck again. Not. Ballers. Oh, that's old. Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
I tried watching Breaking Bad. And Drew had me watching Shit Creek.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
What about the other with the black lawyer? We
started
a lawyer.
watching For Life.
Yeah.
And the dude, like, this is what happens when we do stuff together, because I'll break stuff down and then he'll hate me after that.
Yeah.
Right?
She's wrong.
And the dude sounds like Denzel Washington.
He definitely sounds.
And once I started
Denzel
saying that
Washington.
he conquered his cadence and his vibration,
That's-
it was a wrap.
yeah,
All
it
you
was a
heard was
wrap.
Denzel, and I can't watch it anymore. Scissors and the Oval. Oh, you one of them Tyler Perry people. I love Tyler Perry. I shouldn't say that here because he could be watching. No.
Well, I like it.
Hey, Charmaine Rickett. Okay, so let's end it with talking about Michelle Obama, because you talked about it earlier, but we were supposed to say it because that was really kind of how we closed what we watched together.
Oh, okay.
And about the show, what we got out of it. And then we, you know,
Oh,
you watched Black as Fuck?
Yeah, I watched it.
Black AF?
That's your guy.
Yeah, so
that's another one.
Hashtag Hollywood.
Hashtag
Hollywood.
Kenya
So
Barris.
Kenya Barris was one of the producers, writers on the show. Whatever, Girlfriends.
Girlfriends, yeah.
And Mara Brock Akil, who created Girlfriends, I mentored. She came to my house and I helped her and I mentored her, and she actually overnight sits a book where I gave her all the insight or whatever, and then she went on to create all this great stuff like Being Mary Jane and Blase Skippy
and Contact.
And brought sister Drew on the show when Drew played Drew Sidora on The Game. That was another one of her shows. So Kenya Barris was one of her writers, one of her producer writers, and he created Blackish, and Childish, or the Spanish, I don't know, whatever it was.
Teachers on
Childish, Youngish, something.
I don't know.
And then he created Black as F. Kenya Barris, a friend of mine, who is cool as hell. Just something probably like 2 months ago. Very proud of him. Hopefully going to develop some stuff with him. But yeah. But anyway, so talk about Michelle Obama so we can finish this, because go.
Of course, Becoming, which was an amazing. I recommend to everybody, and the best thing about Becoming that I realized was that Michelle Obama was Barack Obama's greatest asset in the campaign, and once they realized that she was his greatest asset, like in chess, where the queen is the king's greatest asset on the chessboard, they attacked her and took her off the board. They made her be quiet. They made it seem like everything she did, they tried to make it negative. Yeah. And so she had to stop participating as she was, because she was so effective. Mixed it. And I thought that was the one of the greatest insights of Becoming. And so from there, she just became silent during the administration, pretty much just working on her projects and everything she did. Her garden, they tried to turn that into negative. Yeah. Everything she did, they tried to make it a negative. Now she's free. Yeah. She's able to shine, and her light is able to be bright. Well, my takeaway from Michelle, first of all, is something that I tell my clients, and I told Drew, if you're still watching, is the profoundness of having control of your story and your intellectual property. She had videos following her around all the time, just like when Beyonce and Jay-Z came out with their thing. So right now, is us videotaping this. I guess when you buy us a camera, we can videotape it and have it. We have a video camera. Right? Start thinking about your children. Start thinking about what you're doing every day to record. I see Rashad on there. The stuff you're doing with your fiance and your food channel, your food Facebook group that has all these followers. Start thinking about your intellectual property and start recording yourself. Start documenting. Because we're younger. Remember, our families used to have like the old VHS recorders and the 2-track. We all had all this stuff, even though we post up on Facebook. Say Facebook crashes. Say Facebook goes away. What are you keeping to kind of catalog your story? And so Michelle Obama, when you saw her step out on the stage, you didn't know that she was recording herself behind the stage. And now 8 years later,
you have to be very brilliant and calculating to know that 8 years later, I'm going to do a documentary and all of this footage of us in these tender moments are going to be monetized.
Which goes back to branding.
Yeah, which goes back to branding. So you already know what you don't know, which is going to be future. You get that? So what I enjoyed was it kind of helped me realize why was she always so on? Because she was always filming. And then after so long, the cameras just followed around so long that she forgot the cameras in front of her. And we saw some very raw moments with her and Barack. So watch it because it really tells the story of struggle. And it really tells the story of like what's happening when you don't know. We saw the glitz and glamour, and she let us see before she got on stage.
Well,
and that's powerful.
I say watch it because they're tracking it, and the more that they see that you're enjoying these programs, the more programs like that will come out, and the more power that we have in the industry to make our own content.
Wait a minute, hold on. We have the famous, the infamous George was watching, and he says, "Oh, hey, how did I wind up here? Hey, because I'm a professional chit chatter. However, every Friday at 3, George, we start, and this boy, he talked a lot too. Am I right, y'all? Did you not have your moments when you're talking about books? Boo, you was going.
Maybe. Go
and
ahead.
Brandon, you was going.
Go ahead.
So say hi to George.
Hey, George.
Thank you, Corliss.
We love George.
So so George Daniels, who again, George, on Facebook. When I tell you that I've been having anxiety and stuff over this time, and I go to George Daniels and I see his powerful messages every day because this is a person that likes to go out and party. He's a human connector. You know, he likes to touch and hug and him to be surviving during this pandemic and by himself is so profound to me and so rewarding to watch you and how you're recreating your new normal, which is the topic theme.
Exercise.
Yeah. So, George, we talked about intellectual property.
Yes, that's the same George Daniels.
Record yourself. Get a video camera, order it online. And as you are talking and posting, record what you're doing inside of your home before you go out back into the world. And use that as a way when we do the George Daniels documentary. And we'll have those moments where you're not laughing and you're not dressed to the nines and you're vulnerable. You're telling us because you really are transforming people's lives and you don't even know it. We've been offline about you.
Well, George is like the Dos Equis man of Chicago, the most fascinating man in the world.
Yeah. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to play a song to usher us out of this incredible show. Yeah. I want to thank you for being here every Friday at 3 when we get the YouTube stuff together. This video to somebody because we need 1,000 people before we go on YouTube and then we can start monetizing because I'm about making money. And I want to thank you, Rael.
Thank you.
Because we do get on each other's nerves at the core of everything.
Definitely gets on my nerves.
He definitely gets on my time. All the time. And then I be all time and then extra. He's already wait a minute. He already getting on my nerves on Saturday. So I beat you. My nerves tomorrow and Sunday.
Oh.
In the future. Now what?
I'm sure I'll burst out sooner or later. But it's been good.
Rashad, yes.
A joyous time.
Anyway. Did you see what I posted? No, George, not yet.
Tell about Rashad's.
Well, yeah. So Rashad, who's do your little thing. That's your frat brother. Anyway, that's his frat brother, and he has. Is it Chicago Soul Food Vegan?
Yeah.
Put the Facebook page on here, Rashad, because the dude got over 1,000 people following him.
He's a chef. He's a Renaissance. He's a Renaissance man, engineer, a designer. He has. He makes snacks as well. Oh, thank you. We agree.
George, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, I met Rashad at Holes in Hyde Park when he turned me on to the vegan cheese, and he was with his then now fiance, who wasn't a vegan, who was gonna be like, y'all, and this vegan shit. Now she's beautiful. Well, she was beautiful then. Yeah. But she's this glowing vegan. She's glowing now. And so, congratulations to you. Put your Facebook page on the comments. And Chicago Soul Food Vegans. That's it.
Tell them about your page.
We're not recording this footage, unfortunately, which is stupid. I know, but Roderick,
stay on it.
Roderick how to rip it. He knows how to rip it.
But anyway, go tell them the page.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Tay, while you're watching, Rashad right above you, go and follow Chicago Soul Food Vegan. Freaking brilliant. And then my page called Urban Food Porn. And it's everybody who didn't know how to cook, who's learning how to cook during the quarantine, and they're coming up with some crazy dishes, unbelievable stuff. It's really funny.
Okay.
So we're gonna end the show because we go on and on.
Thank you for being our first show. We'll get better over time.
No, we won't.
Yes.
Okay. So with all that being said, we love you. Thank you for joining the first episode of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you share, and then we're gonna play out this song first. But the reason I'm playing this song because when Barack Obama got I did, and I was dancing with you at your house, Raya was crying. I got to figure out how to do it on YouTube, Tay. That's why I was trying to tell you. Okay, anyway, we'll talk offline. You were crying because you loved Barack.
I do love Barack.
And you were crying.
I don't understand what that has to do with
You don't want nobody to know. Anyway, we're
Fool, I went to stay too long. There's your soul. Ooh, baby, here I am. Side to the moon. Sing the next part. Sing the next part. Good. The time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back in the shade of cry. Ooh, baby, here I am. Side to the moon. Love you.